internet or maybe connectivity glitches, right? So today from now onwards, I just try to cover up your syllabus because you have to go with the chapter wise. We already have covered chapter number 1, chapter number 2 and 3. अभी हम मैं करवाऊंगी इसमें जो है we are left out by the mechanics of the grammar, like but I've given you a general introduction about the noun phrases and what are the component, the parts of the speech. We have this already gone through it yesterday, I think on the first day of the workshop, the day before yesterday, yeah. So assignments की grading tutor करते हैं. I really have no idea. I didn't get your assignment just to grade it. Okay, मेरे पास workshops आएंगे तो मैं उसी पे बात करूंगी. ठीक है, please do not ask any sort of irrelevant questions. If they're having the problem in your understanding of the concept of your workshop, you can ask me the questions. Irrelevant questions, I don't bother even to answer that. Okay, you might think that I will be truth. No, it's not like that. This is not my business just to look into. Okay, जिसकी मेरे पास information है, I'm more happily, you're more than welcome. I'm going to share with you, right? Okay, so I'm just going to. So far we have discussed about क्या हमने पढ़ा था first chapter में. We have discussed about the noun phrases. ये हमने structure पढ़ लिया था. Communication, what is language, linguistic skills क्या है वो है. That's what we heard. Sorry, that's what we have read. Let me share the screen with you. Yes, before के कोई unfortunate situation will occur. Okay, so I'm just going to display a presentation with you regarding the noun phrases, the word structure, and the morpheme, which we have discussed so far. So the presentation which I'm going to display with you and share with you, that is about it. Let me shut the door. It will give you various and sentences, as well as it will also cover the word structures and your words and meaning, right? And we will also be going to cover up with the phrases, noun phrases. We have read about adjectival phrases. Yes, adjectival phrases, prepositional clauses, adverbials, and so on. Okay? And then we have read about the simple sentences, how to formulate and design the compound sentences, and how to structure complex compound sentences, right? Simple sentences kya hai? How we able to make simple sentences, how the morphemes they just join to make a word, and words they join together to make a phrase, and then they are sensical and the nonsensical phrases. The sensical one, they just turned out to be the clauses, right? And then later when they become the more precise one, they will take the shape of a sentence. Okay, once we will be able to make simple sentence, then we go into more complexity. We have to make compound sentences, and later we will be proceeding towards complex compound sentences. We have read that by using different connectors and conjunctions, okay, we can make compound sentences, right? Compound mein kya, simply we can use and. Two different concepts, we just wanted to join together, we use the word and. But if we wanted to incorporate and we wanted to study a lot of concept in a lot of different ideas, okay, in a one single sentence, okay, not in a single sentence, I mean to say in the continuation of the sentence or the simple जो आपके पास एक continuation या flow जा रहा है आपकी writing में, so what we need to do, we need to use different punctuation marks, and these are commas, hyphen, colon, semicolons, and there is another one that is going to be ellipsis, right? So full stop ko proper English mein what we call is, that is we call it periods, right? So the brackets ko hum kya kehte hain, parenthesis kehte hain. Okay, so let's begin with our exercise today. Exercise today means your lecture today. For me, it's going to be an exercise, a very hectic and a tedious one. Obviously, I have to deliver the lecture for consecutive 2 hours, which is not an easy job. So I'm going to share slides with you, girls and boys. Word structure. Okay. We will be studying about the word structure today. So, any problem till yet? Giving you a minute to think about it and tell me. When the screen will be visible to you, do send me a text message. बेटे मैंने स्क्रीन शेयर पे लगा दिया हुआ है. अब अल्लाह भला करे आपके ये क्या नाम है, ये जो यूनिवर्सिटी वालों का, ये जो इन्होंने सॉफ्टवेयर डिजाइन किया है. आई एम यूजिंग द हाई स्पीड इंटरनेट. मेरे पास स्ट्रॉन्ग फाइबर लगा हुआ है, सबसे द वन विच इज हैविंग अ वेरी गुड स्पीड एंड अ वेरी क्या कहते हैं, बिग डाटा वाला जो पैकेज है वो है ये. Because every time I just need to browse into a lot of things on the internet, ज़्यादा काम रहा है इसमें, इंटरनेट पे ही है, तो that's why. अब अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पर है तो मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकती. स्क्रीन नहीं आपको शेयर नहीं हुई अभी तक? हाँ जी, वो I can see that it's roaming around still, not yet. बस यही अजाब है. Hang on for a while please. स्लाइड शेयर नहीं हुई. अलिशबा बेटे मैं क्या करूं? मैंने तो इसको बेटे यहाँ पर. Samina wanted to say something. अच्छा जी, मैं दोबारा जो है ना ये स्क्रीन शेयर करती हूँ, ठीक है? Maybe it will work. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share the slide with you. Here it is. Share. ठीक है जी, और ये आ गया आपका. Yes, मैंने डिस्प्ले कर दिया है. आई मीन सॉरी, मैंने शेयर कर दी हुई स्लाइड. विजिबल हुई है. And I'm not running any other activity on my laptop right now, just for your sake, so that internet जो है वो कोई प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट ना करे. Is it visible now? Yes, G. All right, bete. So here we begin now. कहाँ गया? अच्छा जी. So we are going to discuss about the word structure. That is going to be in your second chapter, Fundamentals of Grammar. Fundamentals of Grammar. So पहले हमने parts of speech पढ़ी. What is grammar? The parts of speech we have studied already, and now we are going to discuss about the mechanics of grammar. So the word है, morpheme का structure है, clauses का phrase है. ओके, वो हमने कल पढ़ लिया था. मैंने आपको थोड़ा सा करा दिया था उसमें. जाना तो ओके. थोड़ा सा आपको एक रिकैप करा देती हूँ. ठीक है, what are phrases and clauses? Okay. So phrase or clause क्या है जी? A phrase is one or more words functioning as a unit in a sentence, usually containing the head word and accompanying modifiers. ठीक है? Then इसमें different modifiers आप लगा देते हैं. Modifiers क्या होता है? Different sort of jumble of words आप उसमें लगा देते हैं. जो sentence को more modify करते हैं. Modify means overstand करता है. जैसे हम उसके लिए क्या करेंगे? Prepositions add करना शुरू कर देंगे. Article add करेंगे. Article की होता है the. ठीक है? तो जब यूज करेंगे प्रॉपर तो सेंटेंस की क्या होना शुरू हो जाएगी? उसकी एक सेंस कम्युनिकेट करना शुरू हो जाएगी. अदरवाइज बिफोर एडिंग द मॉडिफायर्स दिस इज ओनली गोइंग टू बी द ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स. दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन इट डज नॉट कम्युनिकेट अ प्रॉपर सेंस, ठीक है, does not communicate a proper meaning, it will take a shape of a phrase. When the proper articles, prepositions and the verb and the subject clear? Thank God. All right, now let me share the screen with you before some another internet glitches will happen over here. So wait for a moment now. I'm going to share the screen with you. All right, so after discussing your clauses, noun phrases, and everything, okay, now we're just turning toward our basic, you can say, the session has ended. What the hell? No. Okay, जो हमारा है ये, due to fault, the session ends automatically. Yes, I don't know, but इसमें कुछ क्या problem है? All right. Oh, sorry. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. No. I'm going to share the screen with you, not the cam. Okay, here I share the screen with you guys. G. So language and mechanics of the grammar. You have a topic that is mechanics of grammar. That is your basic, you can say, the core topic of your unit, right? So language mechanics kya hai? Like these are the fundamentals of grammar the jisme we have studied about the parts of speech. Now what are the mechanics of the language? Mechanics of the language mean how we are going to make the sentences more functional, okay, how we are going to make them more sensical. And like, okay, if I'm speaking, if somebody just going to write down somewhere, okay, maybe when I'm just talking, when I'm just conversing and I'm just like I'm just delivering the lecture to you people now, I am taking the pauses sometime I'm giving stress on certain words. Just wanted to uh, write or draft something with expressions. How come we can add expressions in our language? And the expressions in our language, they will come through your punctuation. So the proper word in your literary language or your literacy techniques, when we are applying the literacy technique in English, these are being turned out and framed out as mechanics of grammar. So far, you have studied only punctuation, okay, when you were in grade 9 and 10, जो हम बड़े एक बेसिक से लेवल पे बताते हैं कि punctuation आनी चाहिए जी आपको, right? So in the refined form, we are going to uh, call it out as mechanics, okay, language mechanics. So they are the four factors in the mechanics of the language. So first we have to give stress about your capitalization, spelling, abbreviations and your numbers. ठीक है, मैकेनिक्स ऑफ ग्रामर तो और भी ज्यादा अच्छे हैं, बहुत ज्यादा रिफाइंड है, तो अभी देखते हैं कितने हम इसमें कवर कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वी विल जस्ट गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट कैपिटलाइजेशन. हम कैपिटलाइजेशन क्या कहते हैं, जिसे आपको पता जी, आपने अपर केस लेटर और लोअर केस लेटर में कहां पर आपने लिखना है. ऑब्वियसली यू नो दैट वी हैव टू यूज इट टू कॉमन, we have an idea. It will always go with the names. We have to use the uppercase letter, right? And when you just place a full stop and beginning with a new sentence, you have to use the uppercase letter, okay? So the three main rules for the capitalization: the first word of a sentence should be capitalized, you know that very well. The first and the last word of headings and titles, they should be capitalized. You all are well aware about that. Okay, first word, when you are going to begin writing down something, you have to write the first letter of your word, ठीक है, in uppercase, ठीक है. The second rule is the first and the last words of heading, first and the last word of the headings and titles, they should be capitalized. Okay. The names of the specific persons, places, and things, they should be capitalized. So these were the three rules. The first word of a sentence, they should be capitalized. First word, example, that man won the lottery. Okay? That is not a proper noun, but still, because we have begin writing. So the first letter, okay, of the first letter of the word, it should be capitalized. Parents always give me career advice. Okay. So the first word of a sentence should be capitalized. It should be continuation. This rule includes complete sentences within sentences such as quotations, certain questions, and statements after colons. ठीक है. अब quotations क्या है जी? When we're going to quote the saying of someone, when you're just going to quote down somewhere, the first letter of the word should be capitalized. Okay. Inclusive of placing क्या कहते हैं inverted commas. Okay. Quotation क्या है जी? My financial advisor says, okay, remember one thing. Now, my financial advisor says, what we're doing over here. Okay, it means that we are going to take a pause. Whenever we are going to take a pause while we are addressing or communicating, and when you are going to, when you are transiting yourself towards another concept, okay, by showing a pause, just to reflect the pause over here. Okay, like you are going to break down a sentence and moving yourself toward a new concept, you place a comma. Okay, so what he has done over here, my financial advisor says, okay, place a comma. Okay, now we are heading towards a new concept. That was moreover ये तो quotation भी थी. So because it was being the saying or of someone, so and it is a quotation, we are going to place commas. ठीक है, we are going to place inverted commas for against the specific saying of that particular person. Like, it is never too early to plan your retirement. Okay. Then certain questions. The real issue was, again, you are giving a stress and you are transiting yourself to a new concept. You place a comma over here. Okay. What were we were to do about the problem? Okay. So again, certain questions. Okay. When you are trying to give a stress on certain word, again, ठीक है, हम क्या करते हैं, we can make that sentence capitalize it. It's not necessary that you have to क्या कहते हैं, you have to capitalize the word only after placing the full stop. These are the other conditions for capitalization as well. Okay, when there is a quotation and when there are certain questions which you just wanted to catch the attention of someone, which you just wanted to make realize somebody that this is something very important. Okay, so the sentences which are attention seeker, okay, which you just wanted to attract the attention of the reader, so we just make क्या कहते हैं, that letter capitalized. Okay, so third point is statements after colons. What are the colons? I told you these are the two dots. हम लोगों ने we have discussed about the colons, or we have used the colons whenever we are mentioning the topic or the headlines or the headings, sub headlines. When we were just in the grade 9 or 10, maybe in the first year, second year, when we were doing the FSC, most of you you have a very strong academic background. I guess obviously that's why you are in master's degree now. So you have an idea. Whenever we are going to mention any topic, okay, we place two dots. Okay, these are called the colons. Okay, and why we're placing the colons, just to give an emphasis. Emphasis mean making. We just wanted to give stress on something. हम उस बात पे जोर देना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. So statements after colon, when emphasis is desired, when desired mean when you just wanted to give stress on on something. So always we have to use क्या कहते हैं, capitalization. So we found a solution. Commas यहाँ पर okay, यहाँ पर comma भी डाल सकते थे, but now I'm going to tell you what is the difference between using a comma and a colon. Okay, and a semicolon and a hyphen. I don't have a whiteboard over here, otherwise मैं आपको बड़े आराम से बता देती. So listen to me very carefully. ठीक है, हम इसे कहाँ यूज करते हैं. ओके, कॉमा में मैंने आपको बता दिया. When we are transiting ourselves from one concept to another. ओके, या ये सिंपल वो बात हो गया. ओके, I went to the market, I bought क्या कहते हैं, I bought vegetables, fruits, ठीक है, and other stuff like that, blah blah blah, and this full stop, right? That is a very conventional method of learning and placing the commas. Okay. Second method is, which I have shared with you over here, right in front of you, it is being displayed also, that when we are transiting ourselves towards a new concept and we just place a comma. Okay. Now, where to use a colon? Okay. First of all, we will just discuss about the semicolon, then I will take you towards the colon. Semicolon क्या होता है? Dot के नीचे जो comma है, उसे हम कहते हैं semicolon. Okay. Where to use that semicolon? Okay. आपने कोई, when you have just written down any sentence, okay, and you just wanted to give a further elaboration of the previous concept, okay, like आप बता रहे हैं कोई बात और and you just wanted to elaborate करना है आपने previous concept को, कि इसी से आपको, if you feel like so, like you just wanted to give more details about the previous concept, so you use क्या करते हैं, we use semicolons. Okay, but with a condition, you know that there should be incorporation of few more concepts in the same continued paragraph. ठीक है, और in the same continued जो आपके पास sentence ये lines जा रही है, right? Okay, that was the use of semicolon. Then the use of colons. ठीक है, how to use the colons? Colons always come when you are, okay, now there is a slight difference between the use of semicolon and the colon. The condition is same. When you are transiting and when you are just going to incorporate, ठीक है, when you just wanted to add up, ठीक है, the further details of the previous concept, एक concept चल रहा है, you just wanted to add more details in it, okay, but you know that this is going to be the last elaborative sentence and I'm going to end up my sentence over here, okay. Here you are going to use a colon. Like, look at this example. We found a solution. You place 2 colon. We would do the job ourselves. That's it. There is not further continuation of the sentence. Okay? But if you just wanted to add 2 or 3 concepts over here, तो क्या करना था आपने? We have to use semicolon, and in the other upcoming sentences, another upcoming phrases जो आपके पास आ रहे थे, we are going to add up the commas over there, and then you will place the full stop at the end. ठीक है? But when you are going to add up only the 2, यानी कि elaboration of a single sentence, ठीक है? But you are having a very clear idea that you are going to end up over here, so you are going to use the colons. Okay. Then comes your hyphen. What are the hyphen? Hyphen क्या होते हैं? वो जो single एक dash line लगा देते हैं, ठीक है? एक concept चल रहा है, आप you just wanted to shift or you just wanted to shift yourself to a certain new concept suddenly, okay, and just trying to like you have begun writing something, okay, suddenly you have written the basic crux over there and you thought, oh my god, okay, I just forgot, I just wanted to add this concept also before writing this one, ये तो मुझे concept पहले लिखना था, ठीक है ना? What to do? So instead of just cutting down the thing over there, you just wanted to add more elaboration over there, you just wanted to build up the connection between the 2 different concepts. What you are going to do, you are going to join these 2 different concepts together, or maybe if they are going in the similar pattern, ठीक है, you are going to join them together with the help of a hyphen, जैसे छोटी सी dash line लगा देती है, right? So these are called your punctuation marks भी आपको कहते हैं, ठीक है, जो मैंने आपको बड़े surface level पे बताया है. I hope it's clear to everyone. Is it clear to everyone? Give me a response. ये ना, okay, I'm just speaking and saying everything, but there is no response from your side. Only Mr. Junaid is just responding. कायनात भी अब उठी है बेचारी, क्यों कायनात समझ आई है? कामरान ओके, कॉलन समझ नहीं आया, ये कौन है भाई? अरूज, अच्छा सुहेल, अच्छा जी, कॉलन समझ में नहीं आया। मैम कुछ सैयद जुनेद हबीब, क्यों भाई इसमें क्या समझ नहीं आया? ऑलराइट, क्या? अच्छा जी, कॉलन समझ नहीं आया, ओके। अलिशबा मैं आपको बताती हूँ बेटे, सिंपली मैं आपको उर्दू में बताऊंगा आपको कि यू फील कंफर्टेबल व्हेन आई एम जस्ट सेइंग इन इंग्लिश। वॉइस इश्यूज भी हैं, अब वो तो है ही। ओके बोथ, अच्छा ठीक है, एक सेकंड भी। हाँ ये कहीं आपका सेशन ही ना एंड हो जाए। ओके, आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग यू द यूज ऑफ द कॉलन एंड द सेमीकोलन, ठीक है? ओके, अ कॉन्सेप्ट इज गोइंग, यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू राइट डाउन, you just wanted to elaborate, you just wanted to add more details in it, ठीक है? आपने इसमें और डिटेल्स ऐड करनी है, ठीक है? आपके पास दो तीन आइडिया हैं, आपने कहा जी इस सेंटेंस के साथ मैंने ये दो तीन कॉन्सेप्ट और भी ऐड करने हैं, ठीक है? अब व्हेन देखें, जब आप, अब आपकी रिफाइंड राइटिंग होती है ना व्हेन यू आर अडल्ट्स, तो आप छोटे छोटे सेंटेंस को फुल स्टॉप लगाकर नए सेंटेंस नहीं लिखते होते, ठीक है? आप क्या करते हैं, वहां पर पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स यूज करते हैं, कहीं कॉमा लगाते हैं, कहीं सेमी कॉलन लगाते हैं, कहीं कॉलन लगाते हैं, कहीं हाइफन लगाते हैं, ठीक है? जब आप इन सेंटेंस ये सब पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स यूज करते हैं ना कहीं पर, इसे आप कहते हैं यू आर नाउ मेकिंग कम्प्लेक्स कंपाउंड सेंटेंसेस, ठीक है? अगर आप फुल स्टॉप लगा के नए नए सेंटेंस साथ साथ लिखते जाएंगे ना, फिर ये हुआ आई वेंट टू द म्यूजियम फुल स्टॉप, ठीक है? आई सॉ क्या कहते हैं, अब आई सॉ अ वेरी क्लासी एंड आर्किटेक्चरल बिल्डिंग ओवर देयर, ठीक है? फुल देन फुल स्टॉप, ठीक है? अगेन, ठीक है? देयर वाज अ लश ग्रीन ग्राउंड, नो, so it will give a very monotonous effect in your writing, which is really not you can say expected, especially when you are drafting and when you are writing, especially you can say in your journalistic writing style, it is not acceptable, ठीक है? Moreover, कहीं पर भी आपकी जितने भी ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है, it is not even being appreciated at all. No doubt you cannot say it is wrong, but it does not create a good impression of yours, it does not create a healthy impression of you. In order to avoid ourselves with this you can say from this task, ठीक है? We are supposed to use the different punctuation marks in it, ठीक है? अच्छा, so I was telling you when there are two three concepts going on in your mind and you just wanted to write down in 2 3 lines or in the same concept, what you need to do, अब हम क्या प्लेस करेंगे, ठीक है? कॉलन वहां लगाएंगे जहां आपको पता है एक कॉन्सेप्ट जा रहा है, उसकी फर्दर एलेबोरेशन है। जैसे यहाँ पर एक सेंटेंस में इसकी सैंपल सामने लिखी हुई है, स्टेटमेंट्स आफ्टर कॉलन व्हेन एम्फसिस इज डिजायर्ड, आप चाह रहे हैं कि कहीं पर किसी जगह पर आपने जोर देना है उस बात पर, you just wanted to tell people that this sentence or this information is very much important, ठीक है? लेकिन उसकी कंडीशन ये है कि आपको पता है कि कॉलन लगाकर मेरा ये आखिरी जुमला होगा, वहां आप क्या करेंगे, वहां आप कॉलन लगा देंगे, ठीक है? बट इफ यू नो दैट देयर शुड बी अ कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ मोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स इन इट, ठीक है? आपने पहले ही जो आपका कॉन्सेप्ट था उसकी मजीद वजाहत आगे करनी है, लेकिन आपको ये पता है कि इसके साथ मेरा सेंटेंस खत्म नहीं होना, आपने उसमें 2 4 सेंटेंसेस और भी या 2 4 इसमें और भी कॉन्सेप्ट लगाने हैं, तो वहां पर आप क्या करेंगे, उधर आप सेमी कॉलन लगा देंगे। यहाँ पर जैसे सेंटेंस में यहाँ लिखा है ना वी फाउंड अ सॉल्यूशन, यहाँ पर आप सेमीकोलन लगाएंगे, ठीक है? डॉट और नीचे कॉमा वाला वो लगा देंगे, और आगे जितने कॉन्सेप्ट्स आएंगे उसमें आप कॉमा लगाकर सेंटेंस को फुल स्टॉप कर देंगे। और जहां आपको पता है कि दो कॉन्सेप्ट्स को आपने ज्वाइन करना है, ठीक है, वहां पर आपने दोनों में अगर लिंक प्रोड्यूस करना है कि ये वाला जो जुमला है ये उस वाले जुमले का ही वो पार्ट रह गया है, या उस वाले जो न्यू आइडिया है इसकी मजीद वजाहत के लिए दोनों जो है आपस में इनका कनेक्शन है, प्रीवियस कॉन्सेप्ट का नए वाले कॉन्सेप्ट को अगर आपने दो को साथ ज्वाइन करना है तो वहां पर आप हाइफन लगा देते हैं, ठीक है? इज इट क्लियर नाउ? उर्दू उर्दू भाई, उर्दू में भी मैंने बता दिया। इज इट स्टिल अनक्लियर? डू लेट मी नो। नो नीड टू बेटे, थैंक्स, दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ माई जॉब। तो इसको यूज किया करें आप लोग अपनी राइटिंग्स में, ठीक है। सिंपल सिंपल सेंटेंस ना लिखा करें। ओके जी, now we got done with the capitalization. Okay, now the second rule for capitalization, पहले तो बता दिए कि आपने कहाँ कहाँ big letters आपने यूज करनी है. Now the second rule for capitalization is the first and the last word of heading and titles they should be capitalized. कि पहला और जो last word होता है, ठीक है, title का, they should be capitalized, उसको आपने capitalize करना होता है. Like articles जितने भी हैं, a and the coordinators like and, or, but, for, nor. I have told you this formula, like fanboys wala, these are all the coordinating conjunctions भी इन्हें कहते हैं, and we also call them out as coordinators, right? And the short prepositions in, on, off. So we should all others, ठीक है, कहता है beside all this, using these articles, coordinators and the short prepositions, all, ठीक है, the first and the last word of the heading they should be capitalized, but with the conditions when there are when you are not using any articles, ठीक है, you are not using any coordinators and your short prepositions. Okay, now the first and the last word of the headings and titles they should be capitalized. Examples क्या है जी आपके पास? Advertising strategy for the small businesses, right? So middle management stress, all the words they should be capitalized. You know that how to write a title, the first word of the letter they should be, of every word they should be capitalized, ठीक है, except your coordinators, your prepositions, ठीक है, and your articles. Okay, then third rule is the names of the specific person, places and things they should be capitalized, like Michael Jordan, ठीक है, मेरा नाम हिना नूर है, तो A should be capitalized and Noor should be capitalized. Okay, so a motor trip from Sicily to Rome, sorry, Sicily क्या है? These are the name of the places. Sicily to Rome, there would be an unforgettable vacation. The Eiffel Tower in in the France most famous landmark. The name of the specific persons, places and things they should be capitalized. Other covered by this rule are the names of organization and institution, historical periods, events and documents, national, political, religious, racial, social and athletic groups, days of the week, months of the year, and names of holidays. Okay, compass points used to refer to region or the place. You know that very well. So these are all the examples. I'm just going to move on. A few more special considerations regarding capitalization. Regular nouns are capitalized when they are part of a name. During lunch hour, the street was steaming with people. But I work at the corner of the 12th Street and Arthur Wen Avenue. Okay, why we have used 12th Street and Arthur Avenue? They both are capitalized because these are the nouns. That's why. Okay. Now, a few more special considerations regarding your capitalization. Abbreviation of capitalized words should also be capitalized, like UPS. Okay, you know that whenever we are using the capitalized, sorry, any you can say abbreviation. So we are going to just hang on for a while. A few more special considerations regarding your capitalization. Abbreviations of capitalized words they should also be capitalized. Like UPS आपके पास है, तो आप क्या करते हैं? Whenever we using the UPS, like आपके पास जो पैमरा है, Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority. What is that? All these words in the abbreviations they are capitalized. ठीक है? Whenever we are using the abbreviations, they should always going to be capitalized. Like COD, cash on delivery. The girls are very much familiar with COD when they are just ordering their क्या कहते हैं सना सफीनाज या किसी भी ब्रांड के कपड़े, तो COD, राइट? A few more special considerations regarding capitalization. A person's title should be capitalized when used before the name. Last year, Dean Douglas addressed the students' body at the first assembly of the year. Titles used after names are not capitalized. ठीक है? Now, very important thing over there. कहता है, a person's title should be capitalized when used before the name. ठीक है? कहता है person का जो title है, it should be capitalized when used before the name. Titles used after names are not capitalized, like Mr. Paul Douglas. ठीक है? Dean of Students attended the first assembly of the year. A few more special considerations regarding capitalization. Titles of particularly high rank may be capitalized when used without a name. The President of United States held a press conference, but the President of the United States steals, ठीक है, held a press conference. अब US क्या हुआ आपके पास? It should be capitalized because it's a noun. So let's move to the next slide. A few more special considerations regarding your capitalization. Okay. The terms of kinship may be capitalized when used as a person's name. Before, okay, now let me give you an example. Okay. Before I went out, I told dad that I had be home by 10. Okay. I would be home by 10. So the pronoun is always capitalized. You know that because when we're just mentioning different types of the pronouns, they should always be capitalized. Like I am, she, he, jo bhi hai. These are very trivial information. I'm just going to be get over because we have to go with your speaking and listening session also. Okay, and the topic also. A few more special considerations regarding your capitalization. Sincerely yours and yours truly. Okay. Now, what are abbreviations? Abbreviations can, as a general rule, you should avoid abbreviations in your writing. Exceptions when the writing is technical, when you are preparing lists or tables. Acceptable abbreviations in formal writing, like titles and company names and terms used with the figures and dates and Latin expressions. Acceptable abbreviations in the formal writing, like Mr., Mrs., Miss, Doctor, Saint, ठीक है, यहाँ तो यूज नहीं होता, like Mr. James Cooper, Mrs. K.M. Bowles, Miss L. Lewis, Dr. Hyde, ठीक है, and Saint Peter. Then comes acceptable abbreviations in the formal writing, like title आपके पास प्रोफेसर है, गवर्नमेंट है, ठीक है, या सारे जो आप ये यूज करते हैं, ठीक है. When only a last name is used, however, title must be used. Okay. Titles का आपको पता ही है. The designation honorable and reverend, because they indicate dignity and respect, should not be abbreviated except in addresses and lists. Moreover, they should be used with the first name, initials, or title in addition to the last name. Look at this example over here. Using the before such designation, that is Reverend Tom Pine. ठीक है, ये क्या उसका हुआ? ये proper उसने उसको जो था उसका नाम जो था उसने यहाँ पर उसको abbreviation में लिख दिया. Like this is a very simple, मैं आपको बता देती हूँ यहाँ पर. आप maybe you feel like that this is a very complicated slide over here. Like किसी का बड़ा जी वो लंबा नाम होता है, ठीक है, तो what you are going to do? Like किसी के जो है ना, it's a 3-word name. What we are going to do? The first 2 words we are going to क्या कहते हैं उसको abbreviation use कर लेते हैं, last name add कर देते हैं, right? So this is all they just wanted to tell you over here. ठीक है. Acceptable abbreviations in the formal writing. ठीक है. Otherwise, you know that abbreviations, they are not accepted at all. But sometime in the formal writing, they are acceptable. ठीक है. Like company's name, where it is allowed. abbreviate firms names only, ठीक है, when the company prefers it. The company's letterhead will provide you with this information. Okay, when you're writing down the name of any company, you may write down like आपके पास जो क्या है यूनिलीवर्स वाले हैं, जैसे पीवीटी लिख देते हैं, पाकिस्तान प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, ठीक है, जो भी है, तो इससे क्या पता लग रहा है कि इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट मेंशनिंग द होल नेम ओवर देयर, यू कैन यूज द एब्रिविएशन, राइट. Company's name using an instead of and should be limited to the company's official use, A&P, Lord and Taylor, ठीक है. देन कंपनीज नेम, उसी को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, नंबर थर्ड स्टाइल क्या आपका, थर्ड किसकी क्लॉज क्या है, organizations and government agencies that are known by their initials may be abbreviated in writing. बहुत ज्यादा complicated है, so I'm just going to make it easier for you, the one which is related for the part of your syllabus. Now general rules for the number. Spell out numbers that can be expressed in one or two words, or use figure for other numbers. Certain numbers should always be spelled out. Numbers that begin with the sentence 150 yards of wire are needed to complete the project. Okay, we will need 150 yards of the wire to complete the project. ठीक है, सिंपल अगर आप ये कर ले तो. So instead of हम ये भी कर लेते हैं, इंग्लिश में वैसे लोग कहते थे, the first it was the conventional thought of everybody that when you're writing down the English, you have to write down in a proper words, ठीक है, don't mention the numbers. But now it is outdated. You can simply go with the numbers as well, right? So excuse me, I'm just taking my tea also. So the certain numbers should always be spelled out, large round numbers, $6 billion or 6 billion, आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं. It is also acceptable in your writing. Okay. Certain numbers should always be spelled out, time expressed as a number alone or with the word o'clock, right? जैसे आप o'clock जो है, that is that 4 in the afternoon, or o'clock जैसे 2 o'clock है, 3 o'clock है, writing down 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, this is also acceptable. ठीक है, अगर ये नहीं लिखना तो 4 in the morning. समझ आ गई बात आपको? ओके, अब मैं आपको ये भी बता दूं टाइम जब की बात हुई है. ओके, तो देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्वार्टर टू एंड क्वार्टर पास्ट. ठीक है, लाइक वी कैन से के जैसे आप मैं कहूं जी के इट्स 3:45, हम कह देते हैं जल्दी में, क्या टाइम हुआ है जी, इट्स 3:45. ओके, इन द रिफाइंड फॉर्म वी कैन आल्सो से इट्स 45 minutes past 3. ठीक है, ओके. अगर मैंने इसको क्वार्टर में प्रॉपर कहना है तो मैं क्या कहूंगी, आई वुड से इट्स क्वार्टर टू, आई वुड से इट विल बी क्वार्टर टू 4, राइट? समझ आ रही है आपको कि नहीं? दैट साइलेंस फ्रॉम द होल साइड. एनीवेज, अच्छा जी, ये क्वार्टर पास, क्वार्टर टू and half past, you know that. Then other numbers should be indicated with the figures and the decimals, you know that is also acceptable. जी अभी आपके लिए इतना ही था. परसेंट में भी दिख लें, it's also acceptable. Okay, बताने का मतलब ये था, what was the reason of just telling you is that when you are just writing down in a short form, everything is going to be acceptable. ठीक है, now I'm just giving you a very quick you can say a gist over all these mechanics of the grammar or the mechanics of the writing. Okay, so the mechanics of your writing includes, I'm just repeating over and over again in your chapter number 2 and 3, which is being called out as now it has been hanji, it is called as mechanics of fundamentals of grammar. Okay, there we are going to read this topic, that is mechanics of writing or the mechanics of grammar. They both are same. So what are the constituents of your writing? Number 1 is the spelling, punctuation, italics, then comes your names of persons, numbers, titles of work in research papers, quotations and capitalization. Okay, we have made enough discussions on your capitalizations. Okay, quotations also. We have read about the numbers also. Then your we are left out with your numbers and the titles of the work in the search papers. Okay, so let's begin with it. Spelling. Okay, why we're using the spellings in the writing? Just to bring the consistency. Okay, we're writing down the spellings just to bring the consistency. Quote native spellings or use a single dictionary. Okay, it is also used for the word division. Then what are italics? Italics क्यों use करते हैं जी आप? Style of type in which characters slant to the right. हम italics क्या होते हैं जब तिरछा करके words लिख देते हैं. ठीक है? We are using most probably in your computers. The names of persons we have read about it. Where we are going to capitalize the names of the person. We are capitalizing it when you are going to write down with the proper titles. Okay, so we are going to write down all these names or in the form of abbreviations in the capitalization. Then the numbers I've told you that earlier writing down the number in your writing it was not allowed, but now you may can, even though you can use the sign of the percentage and also write down in the smallest fractional system, that is by using the decimal. Everything is allowed now, and you know that what are the commas, apostrophe. So let's go with the slide. Purpose: to ensure clarity and readability. Commas they use before coordinating conjunctions and, but, for, not, or, so, or yet. In सबसे पहले whenever we're using all these coordinating conjunctions, we are going to use a comma. Okay. The poem is ironic. For the poet's meaning, contrast with her words. We have made enough discussion on the use of the commas, semicolons, colons, and your hyphens. So I'm not going to read again. Yes, we haven't read about the quotation marks. Effective when used selectively. Quotes only parts that are particularly interesting, vivid, unusual, or apt, and keep all quotations as brief as possible. Over quotations can bore you readers and indicates lack of original thought. Quotation marks आप कब use करती हैं? When you're going to quote down the saying of someone, you place your quotation marks. You can also call them when you're just going to write down a speech. You also going to add the speech marks over there. Okay, so quoting the poetry and your drama, poetry, ellipses, and capitalization of the names. So we are done with your mechanics of the grammar chapter. Now we are going to discuss something about your listening and speaking skills. Any problem till yet? You may share. Bete, I am audible to everyone. No voice, no voice. Okay, audio is fine. Right. So far, any problem? Most of the time not available, please. अभी तक clear है. चले. So, uh, give me a one example of using a semicolon. Write down. Give me one example of using a semicolon. Let's see who will just write down an example over here. Ma'am, most of the time you're not audible, please. What should I do, mere bachche? I'm just trying to make you understand. I just tried login several times, but what should I do? You need my phone number? No problem. Why should I mind it? You are my student. 0316 794 8934. No problem. If you are having any problem, you can call me, or you can just simply drop a text to me. I will just try to help you out. बेटे मैंने लिख दिया वैसे. Okay, you want me to repeat? That is 0316 794 8934. Walaikum Assalam, Mehnaz. All of you have attended the session very attentively. Okay? So I have asked you a simple question that give me one example using the semicolons. How you are going to use it? So write down over here. Yes, a prompt response from Muhammad Yunus. Very good, bete. Yes, they are used, semicolons, they are used for connecting the independent clauses. And what are independent clauses? What is an independent clause? I told you there are two type of clauses, subordinate clause and independent clause or the main clause. क्विज कब होगा? ये कौन सा होता है भाई क्विज? I don't know भाई. Independent clauses are those clauses which communicate a full meaning. Like I would say, I'm taking a cup of tea. Yeah, I'm taking tea. Sorry, cup of tea. nahi. I'm taking tea right now. So this is going to be an independent clause. ठीक है? So taking a cup of taking a tea, ये क्या हुआ? This is going to be a subordinate clause. Simple example बता रही हूँ. So let me tell you one thing. I don't know how to deal with the simple sentences. That's why I make a lot of mistakes. So I always go with big sentences which I found के वो आपके लिए difficult होते हैं. Have verb and predicate. Yes, wonderful, Irfan. But which quiz you are talking about? I have no idea. I have asked you a simple example. Sorry, a simple question. Give me an example of using a semicolon in your writing. Alina like egg. Okay, आगे इसके साथ आगे कॉन्सेप्ट को तो ज्वाइन करो ना. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, कोई क्विज वगैरह भी होता है? ओके, बीएड एमएड में होता है. The boy is playing. भाई, you have to use the semicolon. The boy is playing. That is the simple. You can say it's an independent clause. It's a simple sentence. I'm talking about using a sentence. Okay. यानी कि you have to give me an example of complex compound sentence using your semicolon. Sorry, ma'am. What you were saying sorry for? जल्दी करें, बताएं. मैंने 1.5 घंटा आपको बोल बोल के बताया है. Giving you 2 more minutes now. Yes, carry on. Should I give you the example now? Alina like eggs and Noor doesn't. Yes, it is correct. Yes, they give wonderful example. You can say, should I give you the example? A complex sentence is that in which the punctuation marks are used. I'm not asking the different traits of it. I'm just asking just to give me an example of it. Yes, the cat slept through the storm and the dog covered under the bed. You are using all these examples from the internet, bhai. Make your own examples. You think I'm fool? No. ये सर्च ये गूगल सर्च है भाई. Make your own examples. I wanted to see. ओके, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल. यहाँ पर आप कुछ लिखें, कोई लंबा सा 3-4 लाइनों का सेंटेंस लिखें, मैं भी आपको पंक्चुएट करके देती हूँ. दिस इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू लर्न इट. लिखें यहाँ पर, कोई भी लिखे, यहाँ से सेंटेंस लिखें कुछ भी, मैं आपको उसे पंक्चुएट करके देती हूँ. आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू हाउ टू यूज अ सेमीकोलन ओवर हियर. That's what I'm giving you the liberty, because you people are just browsing the net and you have been finding out the examples from there. This is not the way of learning. आप कोई भी यहाँ पर कोई लिखे, यहाँ पर 3-4 लाइनों का सेंटेंस लिखे, मैं इसमें यूज करती हूँ सेमीकोलन आपके लिए. चलिए लिखे, आप लिखे, मैं आपको सिखाती हूँ हाउ टू यूज इट, क्योंकि ये प्रैक्टिकल लर्निंग है. ओके, दिस ऑल प्रैक्टिकल लर्निंग. There is no concept of cramming and just learning the questions and just attempting over there. Okay, if practically you just wanted to learn and just improve your English, your speaking and your listening skills and your sorry, if you practically just wanted to improve your writing skills, you just need to understand how to use it, how to use all these mechanics of the grammar. Likhe, who will write down the sentence here? Doesn't matter if it is going to be incorrect, I will not mind it. Likhe, write down, type somebody over here the sentence. Yes, come on, nobody's going to write down. Yes, I have a test of physics tomorrow. I can't go out tonight. That is a wonderful sentence. Yes, I was attending a class and the electricity gone. Ma'am, okay. And the electricity gone. I was attending the class. I was attending an online session. ठीक है, उसके बाद सेमीकोलन लगाएं. ठीक है, suddenly I encountered electricity या power failure. It should be more refined. I was attending online class. Suddenly I encountered the power failure. Okay, I have a test of physics tomorrow. Okay, I have a test of physics tomorrow. It's also correct. You can also write down. Uh, I'll be in the future sentence, if you future में लिखेंगे, I'll be taking physics test tomorrow. कहाँ पर गया भाई वो? So I cannot go out tonight. Correct? ठीक है. I was attending a class and electricity. अच्छा जी, मैम example अब ठीक है? Yes, it is Bisma. It's correct now. Me and my friends like pizza, but my sister doesn't like pizza. Me and my friends. अच्छा, remember one thing. My friends and I like pizza. Okay. आप क्या करेंगे? ये जो आपके पास आ रहा है, ठीक है, यहाँ पर आपने क्योंकि बट यूज किया है, अगर यहाँ तो आप बट यूज कर लें, इधर यू हैव टू यूज अ सेमीकोलन ओवर हियर, ठीक है। जब बेटे जब आप बट यूज कर लेंगे, देन देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ यूजिंग अ सेमीकोलन हियर. व्हाट यू नीड टू डू, me okay, my friends and I like pizza, yeah, me and my friend like pizza, okay, then you have to use the semicolon. My sister doesn't like it at all, okay. But if you're using a but over here, then there's no point of adding a semicolon, okay. I was in university in 2019 and I discussed with a friend of mine that I love to study film, okay. I was in university, okay, in 2009, okay, and I discussed with a friend of mine that I love to study film. ये आप यहाँ पर कहाँ पर सेमिकोलन आ रहा है? These are all the complex compound sentence, and I discussed with a with one with a friend of mine, ठीक है, that I love to study film. This sentence is correct. It's correct. There's no need to use the semicolon, colon, or comma here. Okay. It was too hot weather. अच्छा, यहाँ पर अच्छा 2 में 2 होगा. It was too hot weather. Weather में WEATHR. We remained inside the house. Yes, inside should be. It's a perfect example. It's good one. Okay. मैम मेरे सेंटेंस को ठीक कर दें, इसमें कैसे यूज करूं, कैसे यूज करेंगे, ठीक है बेटे. ये जो आपने सेंटेंस लिखे ना, it's a complex compound sentence. There you need no, because you are not going to add a further elaboration of the sentence. Further elaboration में ये है कि यहाँ पर different concept नहीं आ रहा. वहां पर क्या था, मुझे पिज्जा पसंद है, बाकियों को नहीं है. यहाँ पर नहीं वाली बात नहीं है. मोर ओवर ये है कि you are not transiting yourself to another concept. You are further elaborating it and you are only, उसमें कोई न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट की एलैबोरेशन है ही नहीं. जहां पर ट्रांजिशन नहीं आ रही है सेंटेंस में, ट्रांजिशन आती तो हम वहां सेमीकोलन को ऐड करते हैं, ठीक है. दैट्स व्हाई जो आपने एंड यूज किया है वहां पर आपने कनेक्टर्स और कंजक्शंस लगा दिए. सो दिस सेंटेंस इज परफेक्ट इन इटसेल्फ. यहाँ पर सेमीकोलन लगाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, ना यहाँ पर कॉमास आएंगे, ठीक है. इस सेंटेंस में नहीं लगते यूनस, इसमें नहीं लगते. अच्छा जी, नाउ डू यू हैव एन आइडिया, कुछ क्लियर हुआ है आप लोगों को कि पहले सिर्फ कुछ होश आई है? इसलिए पहले सो रहे थे बैठे हुए सब लोग, मैडम बस बेचारी इंग्लिश इंग्लिश बोल बोल के पागल हो रही है. एम आई राइट? इंग्लिश इंग्लिश कर दी है. Honestly speaking, English is not a subject which you need to learn it. ठीक है? It's an art, it's a skill, and the more you just dig yourself in the learning, you will get more confused. So it's better for you you just need to develop a habit of क्या कहते हैं, reading the newspaper, because when you're just reading hello, am I audible to everyone? It was logged off. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody here. Okay. Now let's proceed towards the new chapter that is going to be the chapter number 4, your listening and your speaking skills. Right. So what is the listening process? Listening process क्या है जी आपके पास? Listening introduction. Okay. Listen आप जो है आपके पास. Listen, LISTEN, listening. Okay. Listening process. it is going to be a three-wave process like leveling, sharpening and assimilation. Now, what is leveling? Leveling क्या करनी है आपने? ठीक है? Now, differences between listening and your hearing. First of all, listen करना, ठीक है, सुनना और hearing. There is a difference in your listening and your hearing. Obviously, you will be assuming that the both are they are synonymous to each other. ठीक है, मिलते जुलते हैं, मुतरादिफ हैं एक दूसरे के, लेकिन why there is a difference between listening and your hearing. Okay, now here comes the what are the deterrents to the listening process. कुछ ऐसा क्या है, ठीक है, what are the deterrents? Deterrents mean what are the more things that are creating a problem, ठीक है, when you are trying to listen to something, ठीक है. What are the basic factors which adheres to your listening or the understanding process? First of all is number one is the lack of interest. या interest के spelling लिखे हुए हैं, INTEREST होता है. So lack of interest mean when you feel not interested in it. So that is going to be the big hindrance. Okay, you don't like it at all. Number two is your ego. You think that I'm very much confident. I don't like to listen to this. This is going to be a very trivial or the petty issue for me. Why I'm gonna listen it? Okay. So when you are trying to become very much egoistic, that's why that is the second deterrent to your listening process. Third one is involvement with self. When you are very much involved in yourself, you don't bother what's going on in your surroundings. Again, this is going to be your big listening deterrent. Okay? Then imperfect past, present tense and uncertain future. ठीक है, कहते हैं जी obviously कुछ ऐसा आप when you are listening, ठीक है, जब आपके पास past, perfect कुछ भी जो भी है, सॉरी पास्ट है, प्रेजेंट है, कुछ भी यहाँ पर कुछ आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा, ठीक है, व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन थ्रू इट, ठीक है, इन विच स्टेट ऑफ माइंड यू आर, again it's going to be a basic deterrent for you. Fear, when you are fear, you feel scared of something, again it's a deterrent for you. Then preconceived ideas and notions. Preconceived, pre mean when you've already assumed about something, so these are called preconceived ideas and your notions, ठीक है. Then comes your stress, when you are going through a lot of stress. Okay, so again this is going to be a very big deterrent for you. So factors that help in the listening, ठीक है, what are the factors that help in the listening? Number one is the sender credibility. ठीक है, आपके पास जितना भी कोई सेंडर है उसकी आप credibility को challenge कर दें, ठीक है, you don't believe it, you don't say that you are going to acknowledge the credibility of anything. This is called sender's credibility. Then positive attitude, then concentration. Okay, and the last one is question answer sequences. So these are the factors which help in your listening. ठीक है, sender credibility. Okay, let me explain you now. ठीक है, जो आपके पास receiver information लेकर आ रहा है, that is going to be very much you can say authenticated information. ठीक है, जहाँ पर दिल चाहे सुनने को, आप interested हो. Okay, credibility here means how much quality information is being provided to you, so to develop interest in you. ठीक है, so that is a basic factor. If there is no credible information, if the quality of information is compromised, definitely it will not produce interest in you. ठीक है, then number two is positive attitude. Okay, whoever he or she is just the responding, if they're not behaving positively, ठीक है, so you will not listen to it. If somebody is going to show you a very rude behavior or having a bossy attitude, obviously nobody wants to adhere to that particular role. ठीक है, nobody wants to listen to it. People will say, okay, if you are a ego, maybe I'm more than egoistic than you. Okay, then comes your concentration. कितनी ज्यादा concentration से बात कही जा रही है, what is the intensity of the situation being treated over there. Okay, if there is not intensified situation, you don't want to listen. Then question answer sequences. Okay, somebody just posing you a question, पहले उसने ये नहीं कि directly आप जो है ना वो बड़ा कोई critical सा question कर ले. You might have observed, yeah, you have seen lot of interviews what they're going with the celebrities. ठीक है, when they're just cutting a joke, suddenly they just pose a difficult question to them, which just intensify the situation there. ठीक है, so it all goes with your mood swings also. So positive connotations of good listening. Okay, सबसे पहला आपके पास क्या है जी, that is the wider perspective. ठीक है, there is a range of perspectives in you. then increased sense of competence and confidence in you, then greater open mindedness. Okay, so all these are the basic factors. Session. Okay, so we were just discussing about the positive connotations of the good listening. Connotations here means that what are the positive characteristics and the traits. Okay, what are the good things they're associated with your good listening. Okay, what makes you a good listener. So wider perspective, okay, something which is going to having a very broad vision about it. Okay, listener आप उसी वक्त होंगे ना, लोग आपकी बात आप सुनना चाहेंगे जब आप बड़े ओपन माइंडेडनेस के साथ बात करेंगे. इफ यू आर हैविंग अ वेरी कंजर्वेटिव माइंड, नोबडी जस्ट वांटेड टू लिसन टू यू. If you're having a very authoritative style, still people don't want to listen to you. Okay, so you have to convince the people, you have to persuade them that you are something unique, you have a special style. Okay, first of all you just need to judge the people from the personality. Okay, what sort of mindset they have. Okay, once you just got an idea, then it is going to be very easier for you just to speak, just to convince them, right? So number two is increased sense of competence and confidence. Obviously, if there is no more confidence in you, you won't be able to face the people, you won't be able to face their queries, you won't be able to face whatever the question they are putting to you, right? So you just need to tell them, you just need to make them realize that you are not inept. इनेप्ट कहते हैं कि आप इस काबिल नहीं है, ये यू आर इनकॉम्पिटेंट. ओके, सो ग्रेटर ओपन माइंडेडनेस, दैट इज द की फैक्टर, ठीक है, फॉर हैविंग द पॉजिटिव कॉनोटेशन ऑफ बीइंग अ गुड लिसनर. ठीक है, देन इनहैंस नॉलेज लेवल. यू शुड हैव अ वेरी, क्या कहते हैं कि एक तो आपका बड़ा एक्सक्यूजिटिव स्टाइल होना चाहिए. Moreover, you need to be very much knowledgeable. You just need to show and tell the people that you do have a command in this and this specific subject or this and this specific area. Okay, then comes your speaking style. Introduction, what is listening. ठीक है, and sorry, what is speaking. ठीक है, we are done with the listening. फीचर्स ऑफ स्पीकिंग क्या है जी? रेट योर पॉजेस, किस फ्लुएंसी, रेट मींस किस फ्लुएंसी से आप बात कर रहे हैं. पॉजेस वेयर यू आर टेकिंग द स्ट्रेसेस, वेयर यू टेकिंग द स्ट्रेन्स. Okay, so how you can make your speaking style more impressive, moreover the exact pronunciation of the words. Okay, then your volume, volume means your pitch. Like if I'm speaking to you, sometimes the frequency of my voice is high, the pitch of the sound is high, sometimes it's down. I'm taking the pauses, okay, just to create an expression, because it goes all with my body language. Then comes your pitch and the voice modulation, जिसे हम क्या कहते हैं, voice modulation कहते हैं, pronunciation and your articulation. ठीक है, and last comes your language. Now types of speaking, informal speaking and the formal speaking. Okay, formal आपको पता ही है, when you are going to be having a very sort of reserved style. Okay, informal means when you're having a very casual style. Then group discussions, job interviews, meetings and conferences, public speaking and presentations. ठीक है. Now another thing which counts a lot, that is your facial expression when you are speaking, your eye contact, your body language. Okay, so these all plays a very you can say a very imperative role. ठीक है, when you are conversing with someone. ठीक है, from sometimes the people judge you that either you are lying or you how much truthful you are to somebody, um, only with your direct eye to eye contact. Okay, and your body language, it speaks a lot. ठीक है, you might have heard about it, that action speaks louder than the words. आपकी जो actions हैं वो बातों से ज्यादा वो क्या कहते हैं, प्रेजेंट करते हैं जो भी आप कह रहे हैं. ठीक है. there was an activity over here जो कि हम नहीं करा सकते हैं. So we are done with your listening and speaking. इसमें एक कुछ भी नहीं था, वो चैप्टर में भी it's very simple one. अब you can go through it. I have already shared the soft form of the book with you, so just go with it at once, okay, at your own. So any question answers, sorry, any questions you are left with? मैम स्क्रीन शो नहीं हो रही. मुझे अब क्या बेटे मैं कह सकती हूँ, मैंने तो यहाँ पर स्लाइड्स को डिस्प्ले किया हुआ था. आई एम सॉरी, मैंने आपको मैसेज आ पड़ा है. फरहाना को हो रही है भाई, आपका नहीं हुई. Okay. Any question? Sorry. Any questions, please? Don't you people have an option just to say out something over here, or you can only type? No, you don't have. Acha, acha, acha. You people don't have an option to just speak or say something. That is no good. There should be some sort of group discussions over here, so that the people, so that the students or the learners, they will just get an equal opportunity of discussing or just posing the question from the teacher. लिख लिख के बच्चे कितना को लिखेंगे भाई? So you all are students, or anybody of you they are working somewhere? Here is Gulfam, Farhana, Bisma, Arusa, Ali Asgar, Ali never, I think. कभी बोला नहीं है. Then Junaid is already, Junaid साहब तो बोलते हैं, बात करते हैं. A good student. Working ma'am. Farhana Kausa, you're working? You're working where? Alishba also working. You can speak with the teacher. Open the mic. Where? How come I can do that? I didn't know. Junaid Yusuf, you're advocate? Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, but how come I can do that? I never use this option. You guide me. अच्छा, यहाँ पर कौन जो मुझे बता रहा है, मैं आपको ही अनलॉक करती हूँ भाई। मोहम्मद यूनस। ओके, लेट मी फाइंड यू। मोहम्मद यूनस फर्स्ट। किधर है भैया आप? यहाँ से तो बच्चे गायब हो गए। मुझे आपका चैट बॉक्स था ना, इट्स ऑलरेडी गॉन। आगे जी पब्लिक चैट्स। अच्छा, आई विल आस्क समबडी। देखिए मैंने ये एक बच्चे कोई देखे, अनलॉक ही करना ना, अनलॉक मैंने की है। यूनस आपको किया बेटे मैंने। नहीं जी बेटा जी, मैंने आपको अनलॉक किया हुआ है। दोबारा ऑप्शन कह रहा है लॉक। ये नहीं जी, दोबारा मैं कर रही हूँ आपको अनलॉक। ये ले। Alright जी, time over हो गया है. It was wonderful talking to everyone over here. So tomorrow I will cover your next two chapters and we will have a chit chat session also. Remember one thing, this paper is so easy. Only prepare your assignment 10 questions. उसी में से पेपर आता है, ठीक है? Moreover, all your headings you can go with it. Why I was just trying to just trying to incorporate the other information over here. I just wanted to make your lessons more impressive and they're going to be more knowledgeable for you, right? So wish you good luck for your exams and please come prepared tomorrow for your chapter number uh 5 and 6. I guess we have covered first four chapters. Okay. Have a good evening and love is